Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, Asiedu yopo.
What the people are saying. Mussa, you are welcome. The last time you were here, we did your national tracking polls where you spoke to the general populace. This polls looks different. Can you tell us exactly what's different between what you've done now and what you did the last time you were here?
Thank you. This time around, we spoke to the delegates, the kingmakers, those who are going to vote to elect the flag bearers. And I must admit that we use the old album, but the new album is not yet out.
Yeah.
But we don't expect there to be a wholesale changes in the old album. Maybe about 20 to 30% iteration. And in sampling, you don't sample everybody anyway. So we believe that the decision of the old album could likely hold firm even in the new album with some small changes. So these are what we call the world level, world executives, the world chairman, communication officers, the organizers, then all those positions that are currently present in the NDC world level, including those co-opted members who are not elected but co-opted to run the party from the very grassroots. So what we did was to place a call randomly to a specific number of people in each region to ask them their views. Quite fascinating stuff.
Can you show us what it says?
Now, so we sampled 5,637 delegates. These people answered all the questions from end to end, from 16 regions. A random sampling using the computer-generated numbers. Confidence level 99%, margin of error plus or minus 1.7%, using computer-assisted telephone interview. We had the interviews between 8th July and 14th July.
My wife's birthday.
Is she running? Umaru. Now, the key thing here, let's look at the data very critically. What the delegates say they will prioritize in selecting someone.
Mussa, the slide you showed us earlier, the confidence level appeared too confident for me.
Yeah, it
and the margin of error is too. It determines. It's nearly perfect.
Okay.
Are you not overly confident?
No. These two numbers determine how many samples you should engage. If you lower the confidence level and increase the margin of error, the sample size will come down.
Okay.
It's more expensive to do higher confidence level and a small margin of error.
Because usually margin of error is around 3% for me. That's what I see generally. So when you bring it to 1.7, it sounds
there are those who have 5% margin of error.
I'll be more comfortable with that, but 1.7 looks too tight for me. That's my concern.
It means that we have more confidence.
Yes, I get you, but I'm just worried about your confidence.
No, we are comfortable. We are okay. Okay. We don't want to cut corners. Okay. So we do enough sample to give us a higher confidence level and the margin of error which is small.
All right.
Look, there has been some movement in the proportion of those who say performance, but performance still remains the top most priority for delegate. They said they want to see somebody who has performed in his job. As to what job that person is doing, we don't know. They will judge that person based on what they think performance. Then the vision. So the person must have a vision for this country. They don't want somebody who cannot see the country in a particular way that they share or believe in that journey. So the person must show vision. Must have served the government well. It's how much? 24%. It's come down to from 37%. And then serve the party has declined from 22 to 19%. Other factors gone up from 20 to 44%. Personality is now 24%, up about 8 points. Youth hasn't changed, the same number. You see, when you organize this, it will get to a point where we would ask them, when we say serve the party, which of the following candidate do you think has served the party? We will get there, not now. Here we are teasing to see averagely what score we will get for these numbers. And then we'll also ask them, visionary, who among these top 4 or 5 do you think has the vision you can buy into? We're not there yet. And that will begin to give you who they associate these characters or these criteria with. We're not there yet. We asked them a very simple question because they've been telling us on the telephone that, look, chairman must stay as chairman, chairman. We didn't want to just speculate. Okay, let's frame this into a question. Since you've been telling us that chairman must stay as chairman, let's ask every delegate we speak to whether they share or they agree or disagree that chairman must remain as chairman. Sometimes what we put in the questionnaire comes from people we speak to. They have given us this direction. We decided to pursue it. Let's see. 61% of them are saying chairman must remain chairman, of delegates. 26% said no, he should move next step forward. 13% said they have no opinion. The previous poll, those who agree was 42%. You have seen a quantum leap in those who agree. And if you see general coming down, it's because this number is rising. There's a correlation between people's thinking about this question and how they are voting eventually.
So there are more people who believe that General Mosquito, Johnson Asiedu Ketia, should remain national chairman of the NDC than people who think that he should move on.
Yes.
So what does it mean to Mosquito's popularity within the NDC? And maybe even nationally?
He is not unpopular. For the chairmanship, he's absolutely popular. For the next level, it's a different story.
Okay. But if as many as 39 people, almost 40 people think that he should not run as chairman, that's a big deal.
Yes, that was before.
Okay.
It should not run was 42%. Now it is 61%. That is huge, extremely huge.
It means they don't want him to go ahead to become the flag bearer.
No.
They want to still be
so
chairman.
this will be some of the what we call early warning indicators.
For him.
For him, yes.
What they want him as, not what they don't want. So they are telling
So
him
they want him as chairman, but
yes.
not a flag bearer.
Yes, effectively. Now, the next question also came from delegates, and sometimes discussions, in fact, from Bernard Abler's program.
Point of view.
No, I think point of view, editorial about the economy, Baumia, and economists Atufosin. So we decided to tease this in a survey to say that people are saying Atufosin is an economist, and so is Baumia. So it is better for NDC to bring Atufosin to face Baumia.
Boot for boot.
Because he's an economist. Do you agree or disagree to this assertion or to this suggestion? Those who agree was 49% in the previous poll. That number has jumped to 58%. It is moving in the same direction as chairman must stay as chairman. So if you are a data person, this will be the early warning indicators you should be looking out for. Don't bother too much about who is leading. This data is quite insightful. And then 23% say that yes, it should not stay as chairman. We shouldn't go for Atufosin. Let's go for anybody. So people don't agree to that statement. But that number has declined from 27 to 23%.
I mean that many more are agreeing that they should do a boot for boot.
Even those who didn't have an opinion was 24,
reducing.
now has reduced.
Okay.
They have gone to those who agree.
All right.
Early warning. Now let's look at who would you want to lead NDC? Who would you vote for? Nketia, 27%. Atufosin, 22%. Haruna, 6%. Jenana, 7%. Julius Debra, 5%. Alabi, 1%. Opoku, 1%. And then others, 1%.
As of when? As of July 14th?
Yes, July 14th.
Just like a few days ago.
And 30% are undecided.
Isn't it interesting that when it comes to your first one,
Yes.
should General Mosquito remain national chairman? A lot of people say yes, he should remain national chairman.
Yes.
Who leads the NDC? Still, you have majority saying he should lead. It means his popularity.
Because there are people who are here who oppose him to become flag bearer. That is why his numbers are not eating up vastly ahead of this number. Those who disagree, these are people who are core base. And that number is not far from 27%.
Okay.
Because those who agree that he shouldn't be, they are the people who support Haruna Idrisu, Jenana, and the rest.
But I could also extrapolate from this data to say that General Mosquito is very loved so that if he wants to go for chairman, they say yes. If he wants to go for flag bearer, they still say yes. So wherever you put Mosquito, he's a winning person.
They will say yes to flag bearer, but not enough to carry him through.
Okay.
He is not doing...
But is it not too early yet? Because when you did the chairman thing too, the number previously was lower than what it became now.
This is the first time we've done the chairmanship. But we've been tracking the presidential race for some time.
Okay.
The first data, he was on 28%.
So he's declining.
Then he went to 29, and he come down to 27. Now, Atufosin was 12% in the first poll.
It's climbed.
He went to 19%, and now 22%. Some of these people were up, now they've been declining. Now, let's look at the movement in the data over the last 3 months. In April, it was 29%, now 27%, down 2%. Atufosin was 19%, now 22%, up 3%. Haruna Idrisu was 11%, now 6%. He has been the biggest loser in this round of polling, minus 5% down. Prophet Nana Opoku, 8%, down 1%, now 7%. Deborah also down by big, 8%, now 5%, down 3%. The rest are there. Those who are undecided has moved from 24 to 30%, up 6%.
Many more people are becoming undecided.
They have moved from these candidates who are seeing negative into undecided.
So the biggest gainer is undecided.
And Atufosin.
Okay.
+3%.
+3, yes. Now, if you take away Jane Nana, Haruna Idrisu, Deborah from the race, because you can say, look, you can't have all 3 cabinet people contesting. So let's assume common sense works, that they will pick the best performing among them to lead, just as a theory. General 31.8 or 32%, Atufosin 29%, Joshua 2.5, Eric 1.2, someone else 1.6, and then someone else 2.0, and then undecided goes up to 33%. So you can see that General has moved from 27 to 31. Now the gap here is about 2%, or is it, or less?
3.
It's not 3. 2%.
My math is not good, so it's okay.
2%. So as the rates consolidate, they squeeze Asiedu. It means that...
But Ato moved from 22 to 28.
28. Or 29.
I want us to see no, you don't have to go back.
Oh, okay.
No, just stay there.
I want to show you something that's working.
I wanted to see the magnitude of the leap. So Ato's leap is
from 22% to 29.
And Mosquito from 27 to 31.
31. Or
so
32.
Mosquito did 4%.
Or 5%.
Or 4 points.
Yes.
And Ato did like 6.
Yes.
So, okay. So it means Ato did a bigger leap, a better leap.
It means that most of the people voting for the other candidates would prefer Atufosin than Asiedu.
All right.
Now, here is the story. When you put the 2 of them head to head, in a 2-horse race, General 34%, Atufosin 33%, 1% gap. The margin of error is what, 1.7. So it's within the margin of error. So here they are tied. Another 30% are
this if you remove all the others.
Yes, 2-horse race. Now, interestingly, let's see, and this is where General has a problem. Among people who were voting for Jenana, 45% of them switched their vote to Atufosin. 45. General gets 32%. Among those who are doing Haruna Idrisu, he gets 54% for Atufosin. General 32%. Those who are doing Julius Deborah, 54 for Atufosin, 27 for General. Alabi 49 for Atu, 38 for General. Eric Opoku's people are split. You know why? There's a competition between his ministry and Atufosin. So his people are split in the middle. But still, Atu edges slightly among those people.
Is it because Eric and General come from the same region?
Now, we don't know. We are just speculating. That we have seen some little tension between Agric Ministry and Finance. That could be accounting for this. The reason why Eric Opoku guys don't split for Atufosin in a way others have done. Look at those who are saying someone else. Still Atufosin get 25. General 16. It means that...
But overall, the data is showing that Ato would be preferred over Mosquito in case the other people, from the people who would have voted for the other.
Let's put it this way. Ato is the one who is able to get most support from all other candidates. Mosquito doesn't get coalition. He can't build coalition. He has no friends here. And for him, and for anybody, indeed, in this race, to win.
Amadou. Musa,
yes.
The time that Asiedu doesn't have friends.
Yes, from the data, he doesn't have friends. In the previous survey, he was getting a lot more of Jenana supporters because they tend to be older demography voting for her. Now he has lost them. Now, Atutu has lost a bit from Regobugu's guy. Yeah. They are now saying they are undecided. Look at the number, 31%. And they are split in the middle. So you can see from the data what we are feeling about the Ministry of Finance, Agriculture Ministry, and what is happening there. Now, if you put anybody else against Mosquito, it's a different ball game. Let's see Asiedu Nketia and Haruna Idrisu. Lopsided. General, 45%. Haruna Idrisu, 16%. Undecided, 39%. This is no contest. If you look at Ajiman, Upuku Ajiman, professor, against Mosquito, similar, 46% for Mosquito, 15% for Jane. Even though Jane has increased compared to last period, she got her increase from undecided, but Mosquito held its position. If you put Nketia against Julius Debra, 45%, 16%, 39% undecided.
Similar.
So Mosquito will slaughter everybody rather than Atu forcing.
So his biggest threat
is Atu.
His prayer must be Atu should not contest. If he doesn't, he'll be the flag bearer. Now let's look at the regional blocks. Here we put the regions into the swing regions, the Akan regions, Volta Noti, and Northern Bloc. And observe what we call the phenomena. If it repeats itself over 2 or 3 times, I think we'll have a trend. In the Greater Accra or the swing regions, General was 24%, down 23%, down 1%. Prof was 9%, down 1% to 8%. Atuforcing was 28%, now 29%, up 1%. Haruna Idrisu was 6%, down 4%, down 2%. Debra was 9%, now 5%, down 4%. The others were 1%, now they are up 3%. And those who are undecided have gone up from 23% to 27%, 4%. So you can see downward trend for the establishment candidates.
So Musa, when you say swing regions, we are looking at Greater Accra, we are looking at the Central region, are you looking at the Western region?
Western region. And these are the critical
regions. How about
regions.
the Brong and Ahafo regions?
They are in the Akan regions.
Okay.
The Bono regions are among the Akan groups. Okay. 8 of them.
Because they too tend to swing sometimes.
Ahafo, Bono, Ashanti, Bono East, Eastern region, Central region, Western region, and Western North. They are the Akan block. When you put the Akan block together, Nketia was 31%. He has declined to 27%. That is critical. That's why he's declining. He must be hoping to expand his base in the Akan. He's an Akan candidate. He and Atu are both Akans. But why are the Akans shifting from him? He's down 4%. Jenana Bloku also Akan, down 2%. Atuforcing and Akan, up 4%. Haruna Idrisu, non-Akan, down 6% in the Akan areas. Julius Debra and Akan, down 1%. Others, up 2%. And then undecided, 24%, 31%, up 7%. This is the Akan region. Let's look at the voter OT. That's where the biggest swing was in
stronghold.
Yes. Asiedu Nketia was 30%, now 24%, down 6%. Jenana was 12%, down to 9%, 3% negative. At first was 12%, now 23%, 11%. That's a huge jump in the voter region. And then Haruna Idrisu was 5%, now 3%, down 2%. Debra was 5%, now 3%, down 2%. The others flat, they didn't change. And those who are undecided moved from 35% to 38%. Voter in OT. Now the big bomb in the northern region. Nketia moves 5% up. Jenana flat, 7%. Atuforcing up 4%. Haruna Idrisu collapsed.
How? In the northern regions?
Yes.
Haruna?
Yes.
Dropping that Babaru himself. 35 to 19.
Yes, and that is the biggest shock.
Musa, and you say that this is 99% confidence level.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm afraid for you.
This is all the northern regions put together.
Yeah.
Savannah, Upper West,
so regions
Upper
of the
East.
North. 5 regions.
Yes, and you see where the gains went to.
They went to Mosquito took more.
More.
Ato followed.
Yes, and then the others were driven by Joshua Alabi because he's very strong in the north as well, popular.
Sandra, can we say the last tour by General Mosquito to the north has actually helped him?
Change
No, he
things.
didn't help him. Yeah, that's cost him.
Then Haruna should have benefited.
Because it was after the tour that he came down.
Yes, so Haruna should have benefited, but Haruna also hasn't
No,
benefited.
the Haruna has a typical problem of perception that it can't be a northern candidate for NDC again.
Okay.
Even from the north?
Yes. So
I think we can't continue with the north.
The delegates are not the same as general voters. Delegates are more sophisticated in terms of party system working. And they are more realistic with Haruna's chances than the general public.
Okay.
Now, this is a very critical poll to look at. It shows the various groups of people, voters, and who has support of each group. Among people who don't tell you their party affiliation, among the general voters, Atifosin lead 18%, followed by Haruna Idrisu and Nketia 8%. Among other parties' voters, Atifosin 25%, General 15%, Haruna 12%. Among floating voters, Atifosin 33%, General 15%, Haruna 15%. Among NDC voters, Atu 28%, General 24%, Haruna 8%. Among MPP voters, Atu 25%, Haruna 17%, General Mosquito 11%. And then in the delegate, that's where General has a lead. So across every demography of voters, except delegate, Atu is leading.
Interesting. Mussa, let's go to the national chairmanship position of the NDC and see what your polls are saying.
National chairman. Here, the difference is that these are not those who will vote to elect chairman, but they are the ones who will vote for those who will go and vote.
Yeah.
So we want to see their views, who they prefer the potential delegates to consider when they are voting.
So the electoral college of the delegates.
Yes, absolutely. Top of the chart is Nilante Van der Poel, nearly 27%. Vusan Pofu, former chairman, 19%. Ambassador Sinari, 6%. Awudu Sofo Azoka, 6%. Akwesi Opon Fosu, 1.7 or 2%. Ni Ama Ashiti, near 0. Others, 4.1. And 35% say they have no opinion.
Interesting.
Again, if you do the slicing per the blocks that we did, Swing, Akan, Volta, and Northern, Nilante leads in every block of regions.
And did they tell you why? Reason why they?
We don't ask them why.
You don't ask them why.
No.
So you don't do.
But you see, look, we have to be real in this country. People who are visible are the ones delegates will remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're not visible, you are gone. No matter how grassroots person you are. Today, there are people who don't even know Atifosin by name. Finance minister, no. So you can imagine if Atifosin is struggling for some people even to know his name. The rest, can you imagine?
I didn't know Niamashite was interested.
Yeah, reading this thing, I'm just trying to make some sense out of the kind of results we've gotten from Mussa, especially with the Swing, Akan, Volta, and Northern Bloc. I'm looking at Nilante Van der Poel, and I'm asking myself, why would Nilante be leading in a swing region? Don't forget, he comes from Accra. He does a lot of work within the central region. Nilante speaks Fanti very well. So he has some leanings towards, he was in Infantipim school, he has a leaning towards them. In the Akan block, what people don't know is that part of Nilante is from the Bono region. So it resolves that Akan block. For Volta and Oti, when you go to both NDC and the NPP, there's usually Akan and the others. So Nilante fits the others for Volta and Oti, including the northern region. So this is my just...
So he has a national appeal.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make it easy for you. NDC has largely 4 blocks. the Akan bloc, the Ganadangbe bloc, the Northern bloc, and the Ewe bloc. If you're able to get support from 3 of these blocks, you are good to go. And him being Akan from Bono seals the Akan for him. And then being Ganadangbe, and normally when 2 minority groups converge, they tend to get other minorities to join them easily. So because they tend to protect themselves if you're a minority. So he's likely going to get support from the voter as well.
Interesting. In the coming days, we'll see a lot more of this, especially as the party gets up to go for their constituency elections. Right after the constituency elections, you get an idea of where the party is headed towards and who the party would want to lead them with regional and national as national leaders before it even gets to where flag bearer, whether Atuforsen will decide to contest or withdraw from a race or not even announce at all that he wants to contest. Then General Mosquito may lead the party into the 2028 election against Dr. Bawumia. I mean, there are so many things which would happen from now to the end of the year and to next year where the NDC would go into their flag bearership race.
I just want to see Mussa do something on the NPP national election as well. So I want to,
yes, it's coming. We are now getting the data from some of the contestants.
For the election in September 19.
Yes, we're hoping to hit ground for the chairmanship race in MPP in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time. Try and do like 3 rounds.
Because for now, I'm sure their delegate system is set.
It's coming. It's trickling in. Somebody is. If he's listening, he's watching, I know he's watching. Please, I don't want to mention your name. Please send it to us. We are compiling the data.
But the delegate system will not be set until they are done with the original elections.
Yes, but then the majority, which is the constituency is almost set. So without, just few constituencies, but at least you have a general picture. The regional is not as much as
the sample size is not significant to distort the constituency level.
You should do that, and I mean
a lot of people are interested in the NPP.
No, it is coming. It is coming.
So 5 people so far, right?
Yes, 5.
John Boedu, Wuntumi, Afoko, Boache Jakon. There are 4 now.
No, there's Wuntumi.
You didn't mention Wuntumi. Wuntumi, Afoko, John Boedu, Ejako.
4.
So there are 4. Yeah. People will be interested.
No, we are hitting there.
Mussa, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Mussa Dankwah. My name is Sami Afefe Jabano, and
forgotten my name. Yusuf say
Umar Sandama reporting another exciting edition of The Situation that came to you live from our studios here in Accra. So we'll come your way again. May the good Lord be with us all.
Elections. Those are the people who would make up the delegates for their national elections, and it took place nationwide, Saturday and Sunday. Most of the constituencies have concluded with their elections. There are some constituencies which haven't held their elections because of certain issues. There are other constituencies which have some challenges, and the party has had to step in to annul those elections, and some of them are also being reconsidered to see what would be done. There's the Bantama, Efidja, Setre, East. Then there's Adankwah. Sami, you know these constituencies very well and the kind of politics which is played within these constituencies and in the MPP itself. So let's start with Bantama, where you are quite familiar with. What is the real concern? Because Bantama is one of the constituencies which has been annulled. The elections were annulled. What is the real concern with Bantama?
Well, the Saturday, as you mentioned, the elections were supposed to take place in Bantama. 3 individuals who consider themselves as polling station executives feel that their names were taken out of the album. You know, the MPP did new album with the polling station election. So these 3 individuals felt that they are not treated well, and so they decided to take the matter to court and enforce a court order restraining the election in that constituency. According to them, they served the national headquarters, which is Asalam Down, for them to give a directive that elections should not take place in that constituency. And they also served the constituency, the Bantama constituency, also an order for the election to take place. According to them, they were surprised that on that said Saturday, they realized elections were taking place. And so these 3 individuals, led by the organizer, went to the place where the election was taking place and said, no, he has served the court order. 3 of them have, injuncted the election. And so he doesn't understand why the elections would take place. And out of, arguments with officers and some party executives present, it turned into a full-blown fight. And some injuries, were recorded. Some people were also arrested. So the violence that took place, a number of people were arrested. 3 people were arrested. Yes. So the violence that took place in Bantama was as a result of the enforcement of a court order restraining the executive from going ahead with the organization of the constituency election in the Bantama constituency. That's what brought about the fight in that constituency.
Yes, let me go to Umaru. Umaru, Bantama is a very important or key constituency when it comes to our national politics. Who is the current MP for Bantama, and why does it play this important role? Why would so much attention be put on the Bantama over here?
Well, Fred, I mean, from the days of Jerry Rawlings, when we are following election results on the GBC at the time, when election results keep coming through, the numbers will not be huge until we hear Bantama. So the result from Bantama has always been big. Of course, the constituency was split, and then the numbers may be smaller than it used to be, but in the past, Bantama was the true World Bank of the NPP. We do know who the Member of Parliament is, former Deputy Minister, and we do know his leaning in the last ended primaries of the New Patriotic Party.
So, talking about that sense.
Yes, so they elevated to become minister as well. And so it is not a constituency that you want to watch go up in flames. And for me, when a document is served you saying do not conduct an election, it's not just a piece of paper. And if the people went to court and they secured an injunction, I think that it should be respected and ought to be respected. In fact, you don't even have you don't have a choice. You ought to respect that particular injunction that has been given you. So it is surprising to see that they decided to proceed. And I'm happy looking at the MPP regional, the national statement saying that they are going to question the executives of the region, because you cannot stand and watch for elections to happen at a place where injunction has been granted. And it's not just one place. We are even looking at the place where Obuasi West, where Kweku Kwatin has complaints about issues relating to the whole election. I think it is good that the party has suspended this. The election should not have even happened at all. It's good that they have annulled it. Everything starts afresh, and I'm happy to see that they have taken this decision. It is disrespect to the law or the law courts, and ultimately the MPP would have been affected because a court would have made a decision which will quash everything. So it's good that they have done what they have done.
And very surprisingly, despite this court order, after the election, the regional chairman, who is aspiring to be national chairman, went ahead to swear in these newly elected executives.
Yeah,
this was actually before the order came. So he did the swearing in during the day, and later after the meeting, I think the NEC meeting, the statement came out that they had annulled the elections.
But it's not surprising, as regional chairman, you are not aware that there's a court order on a very important constituency like Bantama.
He would be aware, he ought to be aware, because the party has been served.
Because according to the party, they were served. They served national, served regional, and served the constituency as well. So as regional chairman, he must be in the know.
Let's see what happens. But you see, for Bantama also, you look at the last constituency primaries, it was Asensor against the brother of Kennedy Japan. So you see, that constituency is a constituency which is always interesting, regardless of the amount of votes you may win with. Once there's someone who shows up to contest you, it's a very interesting thing. We are not sure whether this time Ralph, which is the brother of Kennedy, would come back to run again in Bantama. But when you see all these fights happening in constituency elections, you should know that it's all leading to the parliamentary primaries.
Of course.
And everybody wants to find a way of getting some grounds within the primaries. So
because those who become the delegates will be the ones who vote. So you have to be interested in
the constituency executive. So it's quite interesting. We need to keep an eye as to what on Bantama to see what is happening. So I mean, let's go to Adansia Sakwa and Ifeja Secretary. Let's put the two together. What's happening there?
For Adansia Sakwa, it's not a court order. It's some disagreement with the album, disagreement with the delegate system. So the issue was reported to National. National gave a clear directive. Elections should not take place in that constituency. Yet elections took place. So the National says you disobeyed my orders, you disobeyed the directive from national, so that election has been cancelled. For Asiedu, it's also a court order. It's a constituency held by Mavis in Asiedu. So we also saw videos, yes. We also saw videos and pictures of media personality Okateche, which many people say is nurturing the ambition of contesting that constituency. Now, according to the report, he had also gone there with 6 of his men or his boys, for want of a better word, to go and also inform them that there's a court order putting the election there on hold. But because of some supporters who are believed to be leaning towards the member of parliament disagreed with that court order, pounced on him and his boys, became violent, and then he was arrested as well as his boys. We're told the matter is in court, where the court has given a date to rule on the matter. And so that one too was a court order. But for Dankwah Asokwa, it wasn't a court order. It was a clear disobedience.
Dankwah Asokwa is an interesting case. Very popular former MP, Katie Amond, who came up against a gentleman who nearly kicked him out in the primaries.
And now he lost the general election.
And lost the general elections. You spoke to Katie about a week or two ago. Now the question is does Katie want to come back? That's the problem in Dankwah Asokwa.
He said he would tell me in private, but he's still very interested in events in Dankwah Asokwa. You remember just a week ago or so, he was talking about Galamsey's taking over a health facility that they were building. So definitely he's interested either to become a ward of the constituency, as in like a father of the constituency, or possibly he wants to put somebody there. I don't know if he wants to go back and run, because I even asked him, does he want to go presidential? He said, we'll discuss that privately. But you see, what I have found is that the Ashanti regional executives of the NPP are behaving somewhat isolated from the national executive, because if the national executives have said to you clearly, do not conduct elections in this place, and you go ahead and do that, I think there should be sanctions. And I'm happy that FEC has invited them for a meeting.
Steering committee. It's NDC that has FEC.
So NDC is functional executive committee.
This one is steering.
So I'm happy that the steering committee, which is like the key executives of the national party, have invited them, and they have to respond and they have to give some answers, because this is not good. If someone has come there to serve an injunction, why should they be beaten? Why do we have beating and assault happening at the election centers at this time of the day? I think it is wrong on all levels. The Dankwah Asokwa, the Bantama, the Asiedu, and I'm even saying that the party has to quickly also take action on Kweku Kwatin's place, Obuasi West. Because mind you, the regional party has a whole perspective about what should happen there. They said that Kweku Kwatin would have lost the election if they had not intervened. Kweku Kwatin thinks that he has to report, even his own colleague MP for Asiedu, Dr. Nana Yefreye, wanting him to be punished. So a lot of things are happening in Ashanti. Now, Ashanti is a bedrock of the NPP. You don't want to have division there. I've made this point that the 2024 election, to an extent, does not make sense, right? The massive defeat and the massive victory of the NDC, it is still something that a lot of posters, even magicians are wondering how the thing went. But you see, NDC won as many as 10 seats, or nearly 10 seats in Ashanti region. That is not a small thing. Imagine MPP winning 10 seats in the Volta region. That is a big deal. So I think that MPP, if they would have any confusion or fight or clash, Ashanti region should be the last place they should be having that. They should have Ashanti region under control. But the way things are going, I don't think that they have a proper footing on the ground. They have a regional chairman who is aspiring to be national chairman. They have executives there who are supposed to keep the party together. They appear to be taking sides, and the national party is taking a different position on matters. I think the hula hoop happening between the two sides, not really good for a party in opposition that is seeking to gather as many votes as possible from its stronghold, no less.
Sami, where do we move from here? We are done with, the MPP is done with constituency elections. What's next for the party? So
for now, the party has opened nomination for regional executives, individuals who want to contest the regional positions. So the regional chairman, secretary, and those ones. So elections will take place in August. I think August 14th. I have to check that one. And then when they are done with that one, then they will do the main one, which is the national one, on the 19th of September in the Ashanti region.
So you've seen people declaring intent to contest regional executive positions. And
but here in the Greater Accra region,
yes, before we come to it, because we have been discussing the Ashanti region, in the Ashanti region, there's a name of a chairman, Chairman Koka, which has come up strongly. He contested Wontumi in the last regional election.
He was seen as a serious threat.
Yes, he was seen as a serious threat till the election ended, and we realized that he knew
smoothness
his
level.
true size as compared to Wontumi.
Yeah.
Is he having any contest at all, or he's going unopposed?
For now, he's only one I'm told has pegged nominations. I've not heard any other individuals coming up to challenge him. Remember the last election, he did with only Wontumi, only the two of them pegged form. Now Wontumi is not running again, so for now, only here that is Coker who has picked that form. But then there's a period of 1 week. Started somewhere, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. And so after the 1 week, we'll see which other candidates also shows up. But for now, Coker is the only individual who has picked up.
You wanted to talk about Accra.
For the Greater Accra region,
the capital is.
Our interest in Greater Accra region will be in Lojokuku. I mean, the two individuals hoping to be regional chairman are all from the Lojokuku constituency. Your very good friend Okoboy, and then Alfred Boy, who we understand was also a former constituency chairman for Lojokuku. Yeah. So our interest will be
it's a battle of
Lojokuku.
For who to become
What happened
chairman?
to Agohom? Is it the case that he's not running or he's upgrading himself to vice chairman?
Agohom, we heard that he wants to be a vice chair, whether first or second
national
or third.
Vice
National. But then he's not publicly come out to confirm or deny. And so since the nomination has not opened for that election, we don't know where really is going.
But are we sure that he's not running?
He's not running for Greater Accra chairman again. He's not. The only executive who is running again is the secretary, which is Charles Parker. Parker wants to run again as a regional secretary, but he's been challenged by one individual called Emmanuel Clottey, who wants to, give him a run for his money.
Interesting internal politics within the NPP. Whilst the NPP is going on with their internal politics in regional, national, the NDC is not quiet. The NDC is also carrying on with internal politics with elections. But we have not heard so much noise about the NDC, probably because it's still branch elections. When they come to the constituency, we may see a different turn of events. But then there's a big picture at the end. That's the national elections. We've seen a number of people who have shown interest in becoming a national chairman, general secretary, national organizer,
youth organizer
of the party. We've also seen people who have shown interest in becoming the flag bearer of the party. So the NDC has two issues to deal with: dealing with national executives and dealing with people who want to become flag bearers. Umaru, you have been following the politics within the NDC. For national chairman, which we are going to get our brother Mussa Dankwah to come in to take us through his polls and what has happened, who have you heard is contesting for the position of national chairman within the NDC?
Well, if you say who have I heard, I must have heard a lot of people, but I think the one who has really given me some level of seriousness, considering that he has resigned, is Nilante van der Poel, right? Now, he has made his view express. And the fact that he resigned as drip boss gives me the indication that he's really serious about it. The existing structure of the party, the national executive, we heard that one or two of them want to also contest as chairman. We do not know which one is going to be. But I'll be interested to see what Mussa's...
Oh, I mean, we were here when it was mentioned to us that the general secretary of the party had thoughts of contesting.
So that's what I'm saying, because he hasn't given public information. But after Nilante, he has told us publicly. So we don't know whether Fifi Kwete would want to go. So
for my last check within the party and within sources within the... I'm told that the general secretary wants to maintain his position as general secretary of the party. He doesn't intend to go up yet.
What I know is that the party currently has vice chairman, right? One of them, Abanga, we are told, was interested in going for chairman if Mosquito does not. Just the same if that Nilante van der Poel used. As to whether he will still be interested in doing that, we do not know. But we've heard that Abanga was interested in case Fifi was going to step down. Now that Fifi has not said he would run, we do not know whether Abanga is willing to contest Nilante van der Poel or not. And if Fifi Kwete would want to go for chairman, we don't know what Abanga's position would be. So, like I said, we've had a lot of names in there. I mean, but as to whether they are very serious about it, we can't be certain.
So there is Ofoswan Pofu, the former chairman.
He is a returnee chairman.
He's a returnee. He's also not confirmed yet whether, but his name has come up strongly as one of the people. There's Alhaji Sinari, who is the Ghana's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, who also is nursing ambitions to contest. There's Chief Sofo Azoka,
Coming from Tamale.
Coming from Tamale, former regional chairman of the Northern Region, current vice chairman of the party, who is also nursing ambitions to contest. Then there's Vincent Ofosu-Asamoah, who was a former minister of local government under the John Mahama and Mills tenure. He, a very strong cadre, is also nursing intentions. He says he's consulting party folks to see whether they would want him to run as national chairman. But
of all of the names you mentioned, Sami Ampofo is an interesting one for me, considering what Mosquito did to him. I don't know if he should be coming back into the contest. Considering again what you and I know when we went to interview him, his status now, I don't know if...
He's an advisor to the vice president.
Yeah, he's an advisor to the vice president.
And if the vice president has ambitions to become flag bearer of the party, you need a very close ally to be chairman.
Well, I was going to say that Samuel, for example, people should take a rest. But when I realized that Paul Afoko is returning, then, I mean, if Paul Afoko wants to be chairman, then there's nothing wrong with Samuel, for example, wanting to run for chairman.
Let's see what the polls are saying about who becomes national chairman, who leads the party as flag bearer. Mussa, as we said, has been doing some work in the last few weeks as to who the party delegates themselves. So Mussa has been doing dealing with different people. He deals with the general populace and asks who you want to lead the NDC, who you want to lead the NPP. This time round, he's going to do work with regards to delegates. Delegates meaning the current delegates, because these delegates may change after the internal elections. But he dealt with the current delegate system, the people who represent the party as delegates, as to who they want to lead the party as flag bearer and who they want to lead the party as national chairman of the party. So let's get in our friend Mussa Dankwah to come and share with us exactly what the polls are saying.
Alhaji Mussa Dankwah.
Alhaji Mussa Dankwah. Who is winning? Who is losing?
NDC supporters say Mussa is destroying their party.
I mean, they've not been so happy. Somebody like the Deputy General Secretary, Mustafa Gbande, says he doesn't agree with the things Mussa is saying. But Mussa, we want to know.